So now we have to discuss another question, that is question number 5, and in the question number 5 also we have two parts. Now we have to distinguish between the followings. The part 1 says we have to distinguish between prostomium and peristomium. The second part of this is to distinguish between septal nephridium and pharyngeal nephridium. Alright, if we talk about the first part of this question, that is distinguishing between prostomium and peristomium. What are prostomium and peristomium? So before moving on to the answer of this question, I have a diagram to show you what is actually prostomium, how does it look, and what is peristomium and how does it look. See, this is the diagram of an earthworm which is showing you peristomium and prostomium as well. See, this is the mouth, anterior part of an earthworm. This lobe, the first one, is actually a fleshy lobe. This lobe is nothing but prostomium. Now after this, the first segment in the body of earthworm is known as peristomium. So this is the diagram which is showing you the prostomium and peristomium. Now let's move on to the answer, on to the definition or distinguishing features between prostomium and peristomium. Right, if we talk about prostomium, then what is prostomium? It is actually a fleshy lobe. Prostomium is a fleshy lobe which overhangs the mouth of an earthworm. Right, prostomium is a fleshy lobe which overhangs the mouth of an earthworm. And what is peristomium? Peristomium is the first segment of the body of an earthworm. Right, peristomium is the first segment of body of earthworm. If we talk about the functions of these two, then prostomium helps the earthworm push into the soil and is also functions as sensory organ. Right, now if we talk about the next one, that is peristomium, it just surrounds the mouth. So this is the basic difference between prostomium and peristomium. Let's write the answer of this. So we have to make columns for prostomium and peristomium. In the left column we will be writing about prostomium, and in the right column this is your prostomium, and in the right column we are going to write about peristomium. Right, now if we talk about what is prostomium, we know that prostomium is a fleshy lobe which overhangs the mouth of an earthworm. So we are going to write what is prostomium. This is just a fleshy lobe which overhangs the mouth of an earthworm, right? Now if we talk about the next one, that is peristomium. What is peristomium? It is the first segment of the body of the earthworm. So first one in the peristomium we have is, it is the first segment. It is the first segment of the body of an earthworm. Right, now the second point, the another point for these is, it helps the earthworm pushing into the soil and is sensory in function. It is sensory in function. The next point for peristomium is, it just surrounds the it just surrounds the mouth of an earthworm, right? So this is the difference between prostomium and peristomium. With this, we have completed the first part of this question, and moving on to the next part, let's talk about the next part of this question, what it is asking. It is asking to distinguish between septal nephridia and your pharyngeal nephridia. So we know that what is the difference between septal nephridia and pharyngeal nephridia. First of all, what is nephridia? Nephridia is an excretory organ. You will find it in earthworm, right? Nephridia is an excretory organ found in earthworms. Now, based on the location, we have three types of nephridia: septal nephridia, integumentary nephridia, and the third one we have is pharyngeal nephridia, right? On the basis of location, where does these three types of nephridias are actually located or present in the body of earthworm. So in this question, we have asked about the difference between these two nephridias, the distinguishing features between septal nephridia and pharyngeal nephridia. So we know that if we talk about the septal nephridias are present on the both side of intersegmental septa, behind the 15th segment of earthworm, right? And it opens into the intestine. If we talk about the next one, that is pharyngeal nephridia, then these are present as three paired tufts in the 4th, 5th and 6th segment of earthworm, right? Now, the second function or second feature for distinguishing both these two is that septal nephridia is actually removes the metabolic waste from coelomic fluid and blood, right? And the pharyngeal nephridia removes metabolic waste from blood only. So these are the distinguishing features between septal nephridia and pharyngeal nephridia. So let's write answer of B as a part of question number 5. So now we have to make a column again. In the left column, we are going to write septal nephridia. Septal nephridia. And in the right column, we have to write pharyngeal nephridia. All right. So we know that what is septal nephridia? These are present on the both sides of intersegmental septa, right? So let's write the first point of this. Septal nephridias are found on both sides of intersegmental septa. Intersegmental septa after or behind 15th segment. 15th, this is 5, right? 15th segment in earthworm. Also which opens into intestine. It opens into intestine. What nephridia? Which nephridia opens into intestine? The septal nephridia of earthworm opens into the intestine of it, right? Now, if we talk about the next one, that is your pharyngeal nephridia, where you will find these kind of nephridias. These will found in the paired structures, in the paired tuft structures, right? So we are going to write these structures, these nephridias are found as the three paired tufts. In which segment? In fourth, fifth and sixth segment, right? In fourth, fifth and sixth segment, right? Now the next point of these two, if we talk about the septal nephridia, then it removes, nephridia is actually an excretory organ, so obviously it will remove metabolic waste from the body to the outside. So it removes, we are talking about the septal nephridia, it removes the metabolic waste, from blood and coelomic fluid, right? But if we talk about the removal of waste, removal of metabolic waste through these pharyngeal nephridias, they are going to remove metabolic waste from blood only. So this is the difference, right? So let's write about this. It removes the metabolic waste from blood only. It removes metabolic waste from blood only. So these are the distinguishing features, or this is the difference between septal nephridia and your pharyngeal nephridia. So along with this, we have completed the solution number 5.